Howdy, howdy, how y'all doing? My name is Sark, and welcome to Minecraft. I have not actually played Minecraft at all ever since I got my new computer set up, which has been almost a year, over a year, something like that. But what I ended up doing recently was I took some of my old saves, um, that my brother-in-law kindly saved for me on his setup, and I re-downloaded them. And turns out that some of my old Star Wars builds were saved, and so I wanted to show some of these off because I thought that I did a pretty good job making a Sith Temple. To be honest, I'm really happy with how this turned out, and it's not even finished. I ended up making most of this ages and ages ago, and then with moving and COVID and just computer crashes and getting the new computer set up and all kinds of other stuff just got in the way, and I have been sorely neglecting Minecraft and all of my builds, but this is the one that I have been super proud of. I do big builds like this in creative mode, very rarely in survival, just because it would take forever. I mean, that's obsidian and all, but yeah, I just really enjoy making really intricate, fancy builds, and I know they're not as cool as a lot of other people's builds are, but I'm happy with how they turn out. But yeah, so I wanted to show it off a little bit. They were kind of based off of the Masasi temples from the old like Star Wars art books that they did. And I am probably going to have to turn the brightness way up in here. But I'll see what I can do with it post-production here. But I made little four-faced or two-faced Sith statues. They're supposed to be like little dudes with their hands together up in front of their faces. Oh yeah, these are four-faced. You do have your floating, random mysterious floating stuff, some chandeliers there, and your obligatory giant fuck-off Sith holocron at the very top. But it was super fun to make. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but it was definitely very fun to make. And if you go, all these towers, like the 4 towers on each corner, are identical, but you can actually like go into them. Very broody, very Sith. It just keeps going and going and going until you get to the ladder. Get up there. And then you can just... And you have to have your obligatory enchantment table. You can kind of look out and brood over the landscape, I suppose. You can see the other towers. And since they're identical, I'll only show you one. But it was fun to make. But this is actually not the thing that I was most proud of that I'd made for Star Wars. The other thing, I will cut straight to here. This is actually my favorite thing that I've ever made in Minecraft. Is the Lambda Shuttle. I loved making this thing. It took me forever to try and figure out how to do it just right. I'm not all that good at 3D modeling with just blocks, and particularly since this was on the 1.12 Minecraft version, ignore the base in the background. That's a work in progress. But, yeah, I had a lot of fun putting in really fine details on this thing. All the little bits and pieces to try and make it as accurate as Minecraft can be, at least. And, I mean, you can go inside it. But yeah, it was really fun to make this. And, the inside is not as interesting. Just has seating, I guess. And I tried to make it, well, it's kind of not very accurate on the inside. Particularly not when compared to, whoops, when compared to the, there we go. Particularly not when compared to the outside. It's not nearly as accurate. But I really enjoyed making it. It was super fun. I really want to do more ships like this. That would be super fun to do. But I started working on making one of the prefab Imperial bases that they used to have with all the turrets and whatnot. So you could tell it's not finished. Because trying to figure out how to do things at angles like this is really challenging for me. But I did get a bunch of the turrets done. So those were super fun. I have... There's an ATST down here somewhere. If I can find it. Where did I put it? Don't remember where I put it. But, oh, it's been so long. You can see my green scaffolding for building other things in the back. Oh, here it is. That's the ties that I have coming in. But, here we go. It's obviously not as accurate, considering it has to be so much smaller, and when you're working with these big old blocks, it was very, very difficult to get it to look even remotely like an ATST. But maybe making an AT-AT will be a lot simpler, because they're a lot bigger. Give me some more wiggle room. But the ties were surprisingly easy to make. Ignore that, I'm making a landing pad. I needed to plot out dimensions. But the ties were super fun to make, and they're so small. But they were surprisingly straightforward to make, even though they look much weirder up close than they do from a distance. But the little ion engines in the back are a little pathetic, but yeah, there's some controls on the inside for the pilot. But yeah, so I had fun with it, and maybe I will end up finishing this one day. I don't know if I will or not. I'm going to go in search, because there was a smaller outpost that I made that I did finish. But I don't remember where I put it. So I'm going to go in search of that and see if I can find it.
2 hours later.
Okay, so I went in a big circle. I've got the Sith Temple here and the Imperial base there. So I guess I won't find the other one just yet. If I do, I'll probably make another little short video about it. But yeah, I just wanted to share a couple of my little creations from a while ago, and hopefully I'll start making some more pretty soon now that I'm back into it and I'm updating to all the newest versions of Minecraft. But thank y'all for watching, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Bye!